Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I just want to make a brief contribution to support the colleagues that have previously spoken on both sides of the House for this Hutt City Council graffiti removal bill. It's a good pragmatic piece of legislation in that the processes that this council is currently required to go through to clean up graffiti makes it impractical, too difficult, and an additional cost for ratepayers. And effectively what it's doing is enabling that to be able to be cleaned up far more effectively. Now, you could take a very pure private property perspective that says that there's a really high threshold for allowing people to go onto a person's private land and to add paint or do other work. And that's effectively the basis for the pretty strong protections that exist in the current law for council officials being going on to property to clean up graffiti. What's so pragmatic and, in my view, necessary about this bill is it actually collectively makes our communities worse. We all know that communities that are covered in graffiti get an overall atmosphere of lawlessness that actually drags down communities. And that's where I join with others and congratulate the Hutt City Council for the work they've done in this area. I also think that by removing the graffiti as quickly as possible, you detract from the satisfaction of the vandalism of seeing their artwork, signature, symbol, whatever you want to call it, being displayed for longer. It is true that those communities that get rid of the graffiti quickly have less of it, and that's a further reason why we should support this bill. My hope, Mr Speaker, is one of those that believes one of the strong disincentives for those that get some perverse satisfaction from graffiti is that the Hutt Council might gang up with the PD and with the courts, with some of those that are caught, and actually have them scrubbing off and doing some of the painting to remove the graffiti. Because I suspect they will only have to do that a couple of times, realise what elbow exhausting work it is, and to then be a bit more respectful of both public and private property. The last point I'd want to make is that I suspect this is a bill that, if successfully implemented in Hutt City, is something that we will want to apply across the rest of the country. This issue of graffiti, yes, it's a particular issue. There's actually surveys that show that sadly Hutt City is more adversely affected by graffiti than many other communities, but actually it's a problem throughout New Zealand. And I'm hopeful that Hutt City is able to show that this is an effective new tool for councils to be able to quickly remove graffiti, and that further down the track Parliament could look to applying this law more broadly. So it's a good bill. I commend the chair of the Select Committee, Trevor Mallard, the sponsor of the bill. We should put it into law. We should give the Hutt City Council these powers, and let's see how it goes and be open-minded about extending it nationwide.
Holly Walker.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm very pleased to be able to take a call to speak in the second reading of this